Hi guys, as you can see in here, the rivers around this part of the woods are doing quite well at this moment in time. We've had a very rainy January and the start of February this year, so all the rivers and waterways are quite swollen. And this would have certainly been the case in prehistoric Ireland. Now, prehistoric Irish wildlife has kind of gone under the radar in the larger scope of paleontology for quite some time. Obviously, the most famous prehistoric Irish animals are those from the end of the last ice age, such as the quote-unquote Irish elk, otherwise known as Megaloceros. However, there are animals from much further back in the fossil record that we do know once roamed this beautiful landscape. Now, hopefully pretty soon I'm going to be going to have a look at an exhibition down in Cork which actually showcases some Irish fossils, including some Irish dinosaurs there, which I'm going to be very excited to see. However, one group of animals that once lived in Ireland back during a time called the Carboniferous, I think in waterways like this they would have absolutely flourished. And this is a group of fish known as the rhizodonts. The rhizodonts were a highly unusual and very cool group of animals. They were freshwater fish that range in sizes from a couple of feet long to absolute giants. And evidence of some of these animals existing in Ireland has been discovered before, including a fossilized tooth nearly 22 centimeters long of a rhizodus, the largest member of this family. Now, during the Carboniferous, the environment that animals like rhizodus would have inhabited would have looked very similar to what we see behind us here. It would have been a very swampy, very wet climate. And it's here that rhizodus undoubtedly would have been one of the top predators. This was a freshwater fish larger than a great white shark, and it was equipped with some serious weapons to tackle prey which could have varied from some of the large invertebrates that would have lived at the time, but more likely it would have been preying on other fish and even some of the strange amphibians that would have lived at this time. And some of these amphibians could get pretty massive as well. Now, rhizodus itself likely would have been an ambush hunter. Probably wasn't a particularly fast swimmer, although it was almost certainly capable of great bursts of speed. And what it likely would have done, it would have slowly crept through the waterways there. As soon as it got close enough to a prey animal, with a mighty swish of that tail and a burst of speed, they could have opened those trap-like jaws and whap! Snapped up something. And with a bite that size, they could have done some serious damage, especially when it's armed with enormous fangs, some of which were longer than the teeth of a T-Rex.